What is up, guys? Welcome into the crypto stream. We're going to be talking what's going on in the markets right now. I want to know if you guys are buying right now. We're going to be talking about some of the plays that I'm making, as well as some other things that we got going on in the market. So make sure you guys all smash that like button as you come into the channel. Welcome in, everyone. See who we got coming into the chat. Welcome in, welcome everyone. We're gonna be talking a little crypto market here. Obviously, we've seen Bitcoin kind of have a comeback a little bit. We're gonna be going over a lot of the plays. I want to know if you guys are buying crypto right now, or if you're just kind of waiting on the next move. Meme coins still selling off. We're gonna go over the top 100 list as well within Coin Market Cap. Also, if you guys want to throw anyone's down in the chat, welcome in. As you guys get into the chat, make sure you guys all smash that like button, and please let me know which cryptos you're buying right now. We're going to talk about them all. Try to go live for a half hour. If you guys are on your lunch break, welcome. Thanks for spending the time with me. Make sure you, like I said, smash that like button. We got people coming in, filing into this live stream. So as you guys are all trickling in, make sure you guys all subscribe, smash that like button, and let's get this chat going. I want to see what we got going on within your guys' bags. I mean, last night, this is where we saw the market even sell off even more overnight. We're seeing Bitcoin right now down 3% on the day. And it's really been a correction for a lot of cryptos out there. Hey, Scooter, welcome in. Yeah, the Fed meeting today is a big one. So, yeah, it's something where this is kind of where we start opening the door for some opportunities, right? We look at why crypto is dropping. Is this just profit taking? Is this just a shuffling of liquidations? Is this people gearing up for the halving? We're a month away. We're a month away from the halving, and historically, these are how bull cycles run. So it's going to be interesting to see what actually entails. But this is one where we look at the numbers here. I'm pulling up the top 100 as we're talking. Pretty much everything is in the red. There's really nothing doing well today. Welcome in, guys. Smash that like button if you have not yet done so. I think you got to just tap that screen twice. These new YouTube shorts, these short lives, that's how you got to do it. There is no like button if I'm correct. But which cryptos are you buying, Scooter? Which ones did you pick up? I'm trying to get a discussion going. We're just basically talking about Bitcoin overnight. A lot of hesitancy. We're seeing a lot of the Solana meme coins even sell off, and just kind of the reshuffling of crypto. I think this is what's going on. We're having, Solana is one that we've talked about a lot, and Ethereum being down about 5-6%. That one's been bouncing around, but more so, we need to talk about how people are treating the markets. I think that's where we look at Solana. They're crazy within the steam that they've had, right? It's unbelievable to see $8 billion in Solana volume. Trading right now at 167. If we look back at the month, though, this is a 50% gain, 6x and beyond for Solana on the year. It's been one of those cryptos where right now that's kind of my strategy that I'm taking. Obviously not financial advice, but I'm trying to stack Solana. I'm kicking myself because I was using my trading indicator and I slept on a trade where I was able to buy Solana around 80. I think it was around $88 and then $94, and then here we are. And I missed the boat, and we started that escalator, and now we got as high as 204 for Solana, and it's just crazy. It's crazy within what Solana's been able to do, and now that's kind of my goal right now, is to stack as many Solana as possible, using what I like to do within meme coins, have a little fun with it, right? Obviously not putting in Solana meme coins any more than I can afford to lose, but you get into 10 Solana meme coins, you hit one or two of them, and you're ahead in the game. That's kind of the strategy, and then obviously converting that and stacking the Solana along the way. That's what I've been doing on the side and playing that angle. But as we talk about it more, it's one where we're seeing Solana having that drop off, right, down almost 10% on the day, alongside pretty much everything we got going on in the crypto market. The 10% gains, are just being corrected. We saw we were running a little bit hot, a lot of steam going on, right? Look at SHIB, look at Shiba Inu, 300+%. And then now we've had corrections where we're still up. If you look at SHIB, I can't share my screen, but if we look at SHIB and what they've been doing, flirting with that top 10 in market cap, they've had an outstanding month, still up 149% on the month. One where SHIB, there's a lot of hot projects coming about within what they're doing with Shibarium, a lot of partnerships. It's something where, I'm bullish on a lot of the memes still. I think that's where we're at, where people are not really attracted to these layer ones. That's not the sexy plays, right? We're going to talk about that a lot on the channel. They're getting into Bitcoin. They're stacking Ethereum, stacking Solana, and playing the memes, right? A lot of these other cryptos in my sweet spot, what I like to call within the market cap, around 15 to 35, 40, even within that market cap ranking. Those are going a lot undervalued in terms of plays. Just a couple off the top of my head. I've talked about them in videos. Sui, Sei, Aptos, those are three. Kaspa is another one that stands out for me. A lot of the AI cryptos, I think, is where a lot of the action's going is AI. But guys, we have a huge live going on right now. This is pretty good for a midday short live. So if you have not yet already done so, make sure you smash that like button. I think you just got to tap the screen twice to do so. If we can get 40 people in here, hit that like button. This thing is absolutely going to take off. And also, if you like long form crypto content every single day, make sure you guys subscribe down below. I think you got to hit those three dots on the bottom right of your screen. But that's where we're at. I wanted to keep talking about what my strategies are and how this has been going. I see Scooter posted in the chat a couple of the cryptos he's buying: Solana, Injective, Graph, Sui, Sei. Okay, now that's something very interesting because I did a video, I think yesterday, where I went over the differences between Sei and Sui. A lot of people don't understand. Obviously Sei has a little bit more room to the upside, I think, in my personal opinion. But along those lines, and within those layer ones, is more modern layer ones. Aptos is a sleeping giant, in my opinion. Also, I'm going to rattle off a couple other ones that I'm eyeing. Excuse me. Look at the likes of ICP, Internet Computer Protocol. That's a big one where I think they just don't do enough from a marketing standpoint, and they don't bring anything sexy to the table where people are willing to jump into that. We've seen the likes of the AI cryptos having an absolute run on the charts. That's one where a lot of the money's going to the AI sphere. I think there's something going on with the reshuffling of funds, right? What was the last NFT you guys bought? Think about that. If you guys have ever bought an NFT, when was that last NFT that you bought? I see that being an issue where we're seeing a lot of that theory where a lot of those funds, that capital, is being reshuffled back into some of the memes, right? People are just taking their non-long plays and they're just moving them around. They're just moving them around, crypto to crypto, project to project. And that's a great strategy if you're trying to stack wins. Okay, so right now that's what I've been doing. We're going to be covering a couple launches. They're coming about more and more regularly, right? I get projects put on my desk where people want marketing, they want me to cover projects, cover launches, pre-sales, and I'm turning down a lot of them. The green Bitcoin pre-sale. I don't even know anything about that. I got to check that one out. But thanks, Richard, for dropping that. I'll look at it. But that's something where I just talked about actually on my channel. There's a project that has a pre-sale right now. I don't like to get into many of them because there are a lot of avenues where, team tokens are a thing. So that's why I try to investigate a little bit more into the white paper. Okay. And within that, you can really find out and read between the lines what will happen. But I truly believe with any pre-sale, with any launch going out there, that you're able to take a 2, 3x, 4x. It's almost like a slot machine. Okay. If you guys gamble, that's just kind of how I feel about them. It's not financial advice. Those are just my thoughts. Pretty much every launch I get into, I make sure it's a fair launch usually, unless there's some kind of advantage to a pre-sale. But I make sure it's as even as possible. And then you can take 2, 3, 4, 5x be disciplined with that approach, and then jump into the next crypto. That's been a strategy that I think is more so in line with what's going on in this market, especially, right? And yeah, it bites you sometimes, like later on down the road, and they'll 10x and have a huge pump. We've seen that with Bonk token. That was a project within Solana that I got into Bonk on the first wave, and then the second wave came around and I missed on that pump. So, that's to be expected. I didn't hold that one, but it's crazy, and it's the wild, wild west. So, I'm more inclined to make 10, 2, 3, 4, 5x wins, stack them, put them into the blue chips, and then move on to the next project, okay? But as you guys are all into the chat, make sure you smash that like button, hit that bottom three, the white dots, the bottom three white dots on the bottom right of your screen. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. We got 4 likes. We got a lot of people here watching. The more likes we get, the more people that we get, the longer we get to go, and the more we get to talk crypto. But Jose, next one up. What do you think about Floki? I'm up 500%, but I'm not sure if I should sell or hold. Well, if you're up 5 times your money on Floki, that's one where I will tell you from my historical experience within altcoins, meme coins alike, no one's ever going to yell at you for taking profits. You're not going to be chastised by anybody but yourself. And obviously, if you can do what everyone else is doing, follow the whales, take some profits from that, put it into something new, exciting, something fun, and get into something that has more room to run. Floki is a big one, though. They have a huge marketing campaign. They kind of go under the radar, not really registered as much within the United States. But worldwide, they're really doing a global push with their initiative with a marketing standpoint. I cover Floki. I like Floki. It's definitely a like, but just to touch on that, as always, I don't know your personal strategy, so I don't want to comment on anything or give you any kind of advice one way or another, because you have to make that decision. But the best thing I can tell you is no one's ever going to get upset with anybody for taking profits. I think that's something where you can do that, especially up 5x. I mean, there's a lot of people that look to just try to be greedy, right? The greed index. We always talk about the fear and greed index. Well, a lot of people try to get greedy, and they like to find those 100x cryptos. Well, I try to tell everybody my strategies: get 10x's, and there you go. You're at 100x. It's a lot easier to get 10x's than playing in the crypto casino, as I like to call it. So anyone else in the chat that has not smashed that like button, I think all you have to do is tap that screen twice. We got some new people trickling in. It's kind of interesting how this works. You kind of have to get it all, a lot of people engaged within what you're talking about, or YouTube kind of shuts it down and slows down that algorithm. But I appreciate you guys rock with me. We got a big following going on right now live on this stream, so I appreciate you guys. But I wanted to go over that list. I wanted to go over some of the stuff we've been talking about. But Solana meme coins, they've been the hot ticket, right? They've been the hot ticket. There's a lot of launches coming up on Solana. We've seen pretty much a big run within the presidential candidate cryptos. That's another thing we can talk about. There's a crypto, Donald Trump. Whether you vote for Trump or not, it's going to be a huge, if you're into the meme coin stuff, the degen plays, that's going to be a huge outlet as we get closer to election season. I actually think I heard about a crypto that they're taking, I think it was something stupid like $40 million and donated it to one of Trump's public wallets, which I thought was pretty fascinating. Not that he needs it, but I thought that was kind of an interesting little tidbit I found along the way. So anyone out there in the chat, anything else you guys want to talk about? Nothing really going on. But appreciate you guys watching all my videos, especially tuning in these live streams. If you have not subscribed, make sure you guys all subscribe. We cover crypto every single day, all your favorite coins. There are going to be a lot of projects that are coming up. What's the opinion at the bottom of this crash? Okay, I'll get into that. But I did want to share, there's going to be a lot of projects coming across where we get into this world, this meme coin madness. So if you guys hear me, you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm trying to set up a Patreon and Discord to kind of get into more of a real-time back and forth. But there's a lot of projects that are coming out that have my interest, so I'm going to be talking about those in a lot of my videos. So, but we'll get back into the bottom of this crash. Well, that's what's kind of been interesting is I don't really understand why we're seeing all these liquidations. We're seeing a ton of, I think, 600 million liquidations. The Bitcoin ETFs, they're bleeding. Excuse me. This is kind of why I look into this whole Bitcoin ETF show, right? Is this going to be good for crypto long term? That's something that I, obviously have been asking for quite some time. Why is that happening? And it's crazy. The amount of volume surpassing numbers that we were projected to do for the whole year, doing it in basically the first week, I think that was, where the Bitcoin ETFs took off. And now we're seeing, this Bitcoin crash. And if we pull up the chart, I looked at the chart earlier, and it's something where, is it really a crash? I think it's more of a correction. Obviously, that's just my opinion. But actually, Bitcoin's actually up 1.5%, a little bit more than that as we're currently talking. And, that's just something where we're seeing this shuffling. It's the reshuffling of funds. It's scary, but, this is that market manipulation that goes on, right? People are high up. They're extremely in the green with these meme coins. They're selling Bitcoin. They're putting it back into Bitcoin. It's like musical chairs, right? People want, and this is something I talked about actually with a couple people on YouTube, and I've said in a couple live streams. People are treating this market with a lot more knowledge. So whether or not you were around in 2021, it doesn't really matter. But if you were, those are the people I'm talking about. They are a lot smarter with what they're doing, right? They're not buying and holding till the test of time. They're not watching and praying for their crypto to go up. They're kind of just smarter. They're taking more modest gains, reshuffling those funds, rinse, wash, repeat, getting them back into meme coins, new meme coins that are coming out. And that's what's been going on for quite some time. So do you think that the correlation with MicroStrategy and Bitcoin has cooled? Well, they also dumped a ton of money into Bitcoin. They sold off some notes, and I think Michael Saylor talked about that. And I think he bought 800 million in converted notes into Bitcoin. So that's been fascinating. I don't really think they've been struggling in terms of maybe on the stock exchange they've been struggling, but I can tell you one thing: Michael Saylor is not struggling, and how much Bitcoin they actually own, that's kind of more scary than anything. So. Yeah, 58,000 for a floor. You have to ask yourself a question of: did you think that we were going to get to 70,000 for Bitcoin? So, if we take that into consideration, anything is truthfully possible. That's just the reality of it. And if Bitcoin hit 58,000, are you going to be selling? I just see that's where I just kind of look at Bitcoin, where you can't really own enough of it if you're not planning on basically leaving the earth tomorrow. I think that's where it's a long-term play. It's kind of like, in some form or fashion. I was just revisiting this a little bit with my finance guy, with my actual 401k, because I don't manage, it's managed by my company. But it got into the discussion, should you even have a 401k, or should you just buy Bitcoin? And that's very an interesting kind of subject. And to talk about that even further, you can really go into it. And, not financial advice. I'm not saying sell your 401k and buy all Bitcoin. I'm not saying that at all. But, over the last 5 years, I kind of wish I did. The last 10 years. So, that's just a thought kind of getting out in left field. Something interesting to run past and think about. But I am open to the idea. It's just something where conventionally we just do not go down those roads. So welcome in, guys. We got everyone live in the chat. Make sure you smash that like button. The more likes we get, if we get 20 plus likes, that's when YouTube really starts to send us. It helps us out on the channel. It's a good way for me to grow. Trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys that are already subscribed to me here on YouTube. We all have our goals, not just in crypto, but within life. And this is something that I do that I have fun with it. But, obviously there's goals within everything. You should always have goals. Write them down. Keep them close to you. But one of the cryptos, though, while we have people still here, that we talked about a couple of the bigger plays, the bigger layer ones, so on and so forth. We talked about Bitcoin. One of the ones that is really a crypto that I think is going under the radar, not just Aptos, but I've talked about that from time and time again. But I really do like the fact and the notion that Kaspa, what they're trying to do, KAS is the symbol for those of you that do not know. Kaspa basically does not have any form of like mainstream exchange available to the general world. It's available outside the United States. You can still get on it via Upwork, via whatever method you choose to do so. But it's interesting for me why some cryptos along the lines of buying and selling and trading, that they haven't really taken that grunt effect that others do. When Bitcoin's down, we're seeing this correction. Some cryptos really have remained unfazed, and I think that's one where Kaspa is one of those on the list. I mean, they're at 13 cents right now, but it's something where I think I sold my Kaspa at 13 cents, 14 cents before Bitcoin went to its all-time peak. So we're kind of right around there. And when they do get some, roadmap and why does the title say crypto's back? Yeah. Okay. Well, let me address that. Just if you guys are subscribed to me, I like to tell you this. A lot of times, if you don't have a social media background, you might not understand it, but just full disclosure, I don't have a social media background either. But YouTube is a fickle beast. It's a monster. There's a lot of competition on YouTube. So certain words, certain things within titling, it helps us as creators, gives us an advantage. It's not just to make you guys click. Obviously, that's great. But it's more so just to even get across, on your page in front of your eyeballs so that you have the ability to click. And you have to do certain things with titling, thumbnails, Yeah, it's just the reality of what we do here on YouTube, for those of you that do not know. But welcome in, guys. If you have not smashed that like button, I think you just got to tap that screen twice. Appreciate you all. But we're going to be talking crypto as long as you guys will have me. If this chat kind of fizzles out, I'll put it towards an end. But crypto is back. I mean, it is back. You have Bitcoin at all-time highs. I know we're on a little bit of a correction, but okay. Well, welcome in. Get your game on. Appreciate you. Hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully it's not too boring for you, but I'm trying my best to keep you guys entertained. We got a lot of fun stuff happening on the channel, but always appreciate you guys subscribing. If you have not yet done so, make sure you all do. Bottom right, those three white dots. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, I mean, that is the title, and that is a title for a reason. Bitcoin is booming. I mean, we can go back in time and look at kind of where we've been at, where we've come from. And if you would have asked me 6 months ago, I would have not told you Bitcoin would have hit 70,000. No chance in heck. I was like, Bitcoin halving's coming about, but there's no chance. It was not on my radar. I could see after the Bitcoin halving, but this ETF talk, the manipulation that's been going on, so on and so forth, it is what it is, and it's the reality we're living in. But that's kind of how we've been dealing with the crypto world. And I'd much rather have this, though. I'd much rather worry about Bitcoin having a correction than being in a bear market. Okay, that's just kind of how I feel about it. And it's just, I think this is just a healthy little pullback. It's not anything where I'm worried about anything longer term, because like I said, we shouldn't even been here in the first place. So that's just how I feel about it. But I've been rattling off some cryptos that have been on my radar, and this is why we talk about dollar cost averaging. It's the age-old, tried and true testament and strategy within crypto trading, so on and so forth. when we get these pullbacks, they really set you up for success because everybody wants to buy when everybody's talking about crypto. They want to buy on strong green candles. And that's okay. I mean, yeah, sometimes you're going to be right. You're going to get it going on. But a lot of times, more times than not, if you're buying now and we go back to 70K, no matter what you buy on these dips, you're going to be up. And it's unlike, traditional stocks where, companies go bankrupt, they merge, they sell. It doesn't really happen in crypto. I mean, yeah, you get rug pulls on some of the smaller caps and more, riskier assets, but within the top 50, top 100 for the most part, you really only have one way to go because we are so very early to crypto. Welcome into the chat, guys. We got a lot of people liking up this live stream. I appreciate you guys rock with me. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure you all do. I just dropped a few videos this morning. Haven't really had. Oh, okay. You're talking about the Lucy stuff. Yeah. I mean, that's a marketing push for sure, but and that does go on from time and time again. It really does, and unfortunately, it's a necessary evil. But yeah, everything's going to pump leading up to the Bitcoin halving. We're just a month away, and this is, a lot of this stuff. I truly feel and believe in my heart that it is a lot of manipulation, scheming. I have theories about that, but if you notice within crypto, if you look at timelines, everything correlates. Everything correlates within the market. We've seen that over and over and over again. It's an election year. I mean, it is just one thing after another, and things truly do correlate and line up, and that's for sure. So whether or not SHIB doubles, that's yet to be determined, but that would be basically what we would need to get to those all-time highs. So obviously she's going to campaign. She works for Shiba Inu. She wants SHIB to go higher. She's buying SHIB. And yeah, she has that's her duty. So that is her duty to kick off a FOMO pump. So, that's kind of why I like to share with you guys. And then obviously you come up with your own perspective, which I appreciate you for doing that. But, all-time high, and that's the crazy thing is a lot of these cryptos that we're talking about on a daily basis, they haven't hit a bull cycle yet. They haven't experienced one yet. SHIB did, Doge did, right? A lot of the cryptos in the top 25 did, but there are some that are out of that top 25 that, have not experienced a bull cycle. They have not experienced that volume. They haven't experienced that run up. So that's what's going to be very interesting this go around, what actually happens. And that's why I don't want to really truly, and everybody talks about how historically there's been a sell-off within the Bitcoin halvings, and, you can really stack the charts and look at historically what's happened every 4 years. And yeah, that is a trend, but this is one where I could see that being a programmed manipulation within this cycle, but it doesn't necessarily correlate with what we're seeing else going on, right? We're having a ton more adoption, a ton more smarter crypto investors, more institutions than ever. We have ETFs. I mean, it's a completely different cycle where that's where I worry about those programmatic pools within crypto. And that's something that's on my radar, and why I don't get alarmed by this, because the people that are invested in crypto, the big forces, right? They can take people's liquidity, but it does them no service to dump on the charts unless they're going to pump it back up again. So when Bitcoin's down, we're seeing these 58,000 questions for Bitcoin. It doesn't alarm me, because just as easy as we hit 70,000 is how easy that we could hit 40, 50,000. And if you're not planning on selling any crypto in the time being, it shouldn't matter whatsoever to anybody, right? Like I hold crypto that I have not even looked at my cold storage wallets in, oh gosh, probably 3 years. So, that's food for thought as well. It's all about your outlook and how you guys are playing your own assets, so on and so forth. So appreciate you guys rock with me in this live. I try to go live at least a half hour, pretty much every day, just to get some stuff kind of off the cuff, less formal. I like that style a little bit more within crypto, more intimate. But welcome in. If you have not subscribed, I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys being part of the team. I try to get as many cryptos covered on the channel. YouTube is a beast. It's a tough dragon to slay. We're trying to do it. I got goals. So I appreciate you guys all rock with me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We actually talked about a lot. Got a couple exciting launches going live on the channel. So if you guys watch my videos and you do see some links, some sponsored stuff, always check those out. It helps it out, especially if you're looking to do any trading, some of these exchanges. And as well, there's a very much a discounted pre-sale going on with one of the channel sponsors, Fourth Star. They're doing a kind of a high-end metaverse. So if you guys are interested in that, check out the links. I'll have them on some of my videos if you guys are interested in the metaverse or just to get into that pre-sale. As always, though, not financial advice. This reversal, same thing that has happened. 30-day pre-halving. That's an interesting question. I'd have to look at past cycles. I don't know exactly 30 days if that's what we're at, if that's the actual number in time, in a time frame standpoint. But I do know that we do see historically corrections leading up to the halving, and it doesn't get that gusto that you actually would want from the whole buying the rumor, selling the news kind of event that takes place. But yeah, it's tough. It's a tough time right now because everybody wants to be millionaires overnight, and we have these like great days, these historical runs where Bitcoin hits all-time highs, and everybody's getting greedy. Nobody really has that one-track mind where they're focused. It's just like, what can happen right now? How can we get rich right now? And then they don't care about the rest of anything. So that's kind of what's been disturbing, especially with Bitcoin. I mean, you should be throwing a party. Bitcoin hits all-time high, and truthfully, like, nobody cares. I mean, it makes major news headlines, but people should be like losing their mind, and they're not. So that's been kind of interesting as well. Oh, Shiba 001 2030. Well, I can tell you one thing about 2030. That's going to be a very psychological battle with that decade turning over, right? We see that with the charts a lot. That's one thing that scares me is like everybody has their by 2030 predictions, by 2030 outlooks, analysis. So it's kind of alarming in that regard. How much manipulation will be at the top when we get into, say, 2029. That's just such a lifetime in crypto where I'd hate to say 001 because Shiba Inu might not be around in 2030. You know what I mean? That's why I don't like doing these very long-term predictions, because there's no way scientifically, empirically, even from a TA standpoint, I mean, 2030 is longer than Shiba Inu's been alive. I mean, think about that. So it's like, it's very impossible to map anything out with that large of time frame. I do think anything's possible though in crypto. If you would have, like I said earlier, if you would have asked me if Bitcoin was going to hit 70,000+, I would have said no. Do you think it can? That's a good question. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I mean, look at SHIB. I mean, if SHIB can do 300% with no retail FOMO back yet into some of the mainstays, right? Then, yeah, that's definitely possible. So appreciate you guys rock with me though. It really is something I want to employ. I want to get a Patreon started up because there's really no way to talk to you guys about my individual stuff, my one-on-one counseling, my, in your ear kind of coaching, if you will. I can't give financial advice, but there is a way to get more closer to my subscribers, and that's something I want to eventually go down that path. But if Elon would just admit he started Shiba, that one I do agree with. It's amazing how much influence he has. I do think though that, I'm telling you, like, for me doing what I'm doing, going from conferences, meeting some higher up people, a lot of stuff, I don't want to say alpha, but a lot of it is literally meeting people who tell you, you can't tell anybody that I've met you. Like, and that's what's crazy with the anonymity within, Bitcoin, Satoshi, all that stuff. It is truly what goes on within crypto. The whole thing is just to have basically anonymous finance. And that's what's crazy is it truly is a thing. And I've met people at conferences that literally tell you that we never had this talk. And, unfortunately it's strong alpha. But a lot of it, I don't want to say it's insider trading because it's not, because a lot of it doesn't give me any more of an advantage than you. It's just, I know it before you do. I can't do anything about it, but I know it before I can tell you guys. That's happened a handful of times. It's not like it happens every day, but that's just something that, me experiencing that for the first time has allowed me to understand what truly makes this crypto world tick. And it would not surprise me one bit if Elon was behind it all, right? If we had that with Dogecoin, if we had that with Shiba Inu, if we had that with, I don't even know, the likes of even Ethereum, right? There's a lot of people closely connected with Ethereum. I know that for a fact. So, that's been exciting to watch. Appreciate the hearts, whoever's throwing those out there. That's kind of cool. That's a little new feature. But welcome in, guys. As we get this live, I mean, we've been going pretty strong lately. Make sure you all subscribe down below. Smash that like button. We're trying out these YouTube shorts, and it's an exciting new feature here on the channel that allows me to connect a little bit more informal, which is something that's really cool. But welcome in. But if I had a vote, hey, Anonymous Hippopotamus, welcome. Have not been to Ireland. It's firmly on my list of to-goes. That's there. That's 100% fact. If you subscribe to the channel, you have to give me some recommendations for golf courses outside of the best kept secrets within. I want to do that trek where we go from, the problem with going to Ireland is the family, they all want to go see the cliffs, see the mountains. But within Ireland, I'm a golfer, so I want to do Scotland and Ireland golf. But unfortunately, that's a long, I think it's like 6.5 hours to go to the old, the St. Andrews course, to hit a couple other ones along the way. So apologies if you don't golf. I'm just kind of rattling off at you, just stereotyping you because you're from Ireland. But welcome in. Appreciate you being part of the team. Yeah, we're going over. Oh, welcome. We got a lot of people trickling in. Make sure you all smash that like button, subscribe down below. And if you can, double tap that screen. If you do that, we get a lot of likes going. We've been going strong here. A little over a half hour, just been rattling off some crypto discussion, see what's going on. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Well, you also got to put yourself in the eyes of a billionaire. In the mind of a billionaire, somebody where money is really not. I mean, Elon's lifestyle he lives. I think he lives in a $50,000 house. I know he has houses that are worth a lot more than that, but just food for thought with Elon, because I cover Dogecoin every day. So that's one where his name comes up a lot. And we talk about this further, and, the Elon stuff, it's not, I don't want to say it's ego, but he does all this stuff. I mean, we're talking about a guy that deals with space exploration on a day-to-day basis, right? That's a different frame of mind. We're over here trading meme coins, and he's talking about space exploration. So when we talk about Elon, we talk about all that stuff, that's all fine and dandy. But for him, it's almost just like that's his enjoyment. That's his game. You know what I mean? So it's fun to cover it on a daily basis, but it's something where I take it with a grain of salt, because until he truly comes out and says what he owns exactly, what projects he's running behind the scenes, if he is, that's all kind of all for nothing. But welcome in, guys. Smash that like button as you guys are all trickling in. Am I going to be watching the Fed decision live and commentate over it? Funny question. I'm actually talking with another YouTuber right now. You guys probably all know, but we're trying to talk about what our next move is. If we want to cover it, maybe do some kind of joint stream. We've been just going live here. I mean, we got a ton of people in the house, 62 people live. Appreciate you guys for all that have subscribed. For those of you that didn't, appreciate you. Make sure you all do that. Smash that like button, and always hit those three, the double tap on the screen. The Fed decision usually comes around 2 p.m. It kind of leaks a little bit earlier, but that's about 2 p.m. is where they announce its decision. So if we're still rocking here, obviously I will, excuse me. If we're still rocking here, obviously I will start covering it and give you guys my rundown. But we can discuss it right now. I mean, this is what's going down with the Fed meeting. Get into some of the experts, what's going on, okay? It's funny. I actually just read something. I actually bought a house this year, full disclosure. Tried to time the market up real estate-wise. I sold my house. Needed a bigger house, more bedrooms, needed 4 bedrooms. So tried to time the market. I knew the bubble was coming. And now we're seeing the foreclosure rates skyrocketing. And the states that's happening in is just really mind-blowing where we're seeing that. So, very interesting how to couple that in. I think that's something that's going to kind of add into this interest rate decision. And I just really wish that this wasn't an election year, because I think we're really starting to get everything back on track as a country in terms of monetarily. Politically, we're going to leave those issues out by the wayside. But politically, definitely think that there's room to grow. But economically, the very easement that they've done to temper inflation running hot, looking back, yeah, it kind of sucked. But I mean, in 2 years' time, would we have made any different decisions? Did it outside of inflation? Yeah, we weathered that storm. I know it sucks. We're struggling to, you go to the grocery store, it sucks. I hate looking at my grocery bill, especially with a big family. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. I'm sure you guys, can all relate, or gals, whoever's watching in the chat. But this has been basically 2 years of interest rates being hiked. Okay. So this central banking meeting is going to be something that is going to be looked forward to. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to keep the rate steady. I think that's kind of the consensus. We're going to see, possibly having this summer being the first cut that we've seen. Gushers, yeah, I haven't had a gusher since probably 15 years ago. But that is a very good snack. Welcome in, guys. We got a lot of people in this chat. Appreciate you guys showing some love. Make sure you guys all smash that like button. And if you haven't done so, subscribe down below. We're just talking a little shop here as we await that Fed interest rate decision. We were going over some layer ones, talking about Solana meme coins. Trying to get inside your guys' heads too, because honestly, it helps me give you content every single day. If I know what you guys want to hear about, what you want to see, put down in the chat what you guys how you guys found me, like which crypto got you going with my channel. I'd love to know all that feedback. It's kind of why I want to start a Patreon, just so I can have one-on-one access in a Discord to all of my subscribers. That's kind of my next step here on the channel. But appreciate you guys rocking with me. Let's get a little bit back into this Fed meeting. Okay, because it's 2 p.m. Today is when we're going to see that come down. And, then we're going to have to listen to the big man, right, Jerome Powell, talk and basically put everything to shit. I hate that. It's the most anxiety that I think I have. I'm more so than it's like waiting for, a $300 Ethereum gas fee transaction to process. That's the equivalent of watching Jerome Powell speak after he says he's not going to raise rates. That's just how I feel about it. But let me go get this. Mind you, I needed a Kleenex. Got a little sinus infection. One thing sucks about being on YouTube is crypto does not sleep. YouTube does not sleep, and if you take a day off, YouTube really seems to shut you down pretty quickly. So rain or snow, sick or healthy, they don't care. So I try to show up every day for you guys. AvoCoin. Okay, what is AvoCoin? We got another one on the docket. Let's bring it up. Talk about AvoCoin. Okay, so without showing you guys my screen, they do perpetual contracts, strategies, trade options. That's interesting. High performance decentralized exchange with options and perps trading. That's interesting. Yeah, so what I'll tell you guys is what I've been noticing, especially doing this when, guys, by the way, we have 40 plus people. We were up over 100 for a moment, and I didn't shout it out. Make sure you guys all double tap that screen. I want to see those hearts flowing. If we get likes here on this chat, it really does help the channel. It gets my stuff out to other people. So that way we can get a bigger discussion. We can go a little bit longer here with this live stream. Full disclosure, this is a Spindrift. I only like the lime flavors. The other ones are kind of nasty in my opinion, but okay. What do you think of Dogelon on Mars? Yeah, that's a big one. But yeah, Avo, I mean, I want to touch back on that. It's just listed. Am I wrong? Can you let me know? Did that just list? You don't work for them, do you? You're not just here to shill it, are you? But we'll wait for that response about Avo. This isn't a true live stream, so I can't share it. I can't share it with you guys on the screen share. Okay, so you do work for them. Okay, cool. Yeah, message me if you want to go over more details. I truly don't know anything about it, but this is something where I want to touch upon this. We've seen a lot of projects, right? Corporations, crypto companies, at least from a marketing standpoint. You know, I get contacted by a lot of people. They want me to cover their companies. They're launching new companies. And Avo seems to be one of those, right? They seem to be in the service. Okay. Well, I'm looking through some of the headlines on Avo. That's where Avo's pre-launch futures. They have an incentive program to boost trading and staking. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. I'll have to reach out to them too, because it looks like these are the kind of projects that I've been getting into. I try to put a lot of these across the desk, but you know, like I don't know who says pump and dump, but there is a lot of cryptos that I have to basically block people because these projects, you know, I try my best to vet them to only go after the ones that I think provide me value, provide you value, and just to, you know, get in line with that. It's tough. It's tough out there because there's a lot of swings and misses, and with today's technology and what, you know, the volume that is being put out there, it's very tough sometimes to discern between what's good and what's not. So for those of you that have not done so, let's get this live stream fired up. Make sure you smash that like button. And if you have not yet done so, please subscribe. I appreciate you guys. First time, I think, in a while we've had that many hearts come on this live, so that's kind of awesome. I think we're going to get a lot of people trickling in here wanting to know more about the Fed meeting. But I think they're going to maintain that rate. I think we're going to see that 5.25 to 5.5. Obviously not financial advice. What do I think about Pepe coins? Well, what do I think about Pepe coins? I think, as I touched upon earlier in this live, the way that that's been working is, and I've gotten a discussion with other people on Twitter Spaces. If you guys haven't done so, obviously follow me on X. But in some recent Twitter Spaces, I've gotten discussions where, you know, when was the last time you bought an NFT? Okay, and put that in perspective. What I'm trying to say by that is, it's been a while, right? I have a handful of them, and some of them are up, some of them are down, but in reality, all of that funds, I just think that those are so down, right? Ethereum's gotten higher. A lot of the Ethereum backed NFTs haven't went up. There's a reason. The volume's not there. The volume is getting in on meme coins right now. That's my personal opinion. And Bitcoin. And I think the game and the way the game should be played right now is take advantage of launches, take advantage of fair launches, take advantage of pre-sales, whatever you can get your hands on, 2, 3, 4, 5x, all of that. Don't be greedy, and just funnel right back into the blue chips, right? Into the Bitcoins, into the Solanas, into Cardano, into cryptos that are going to be around for the actual wave of crypto when crypto becomes mainstream and fully adopted, when it takes over. XRP. I know I'm probably going to strike a nerve with that one, but that's just how I feel about it. Obviously not financial advice, but that's kind of what I'm getting to with Pepe Coin, in my opinion. It's all people doing the same thing. It's market manipulation. These are the big Bitcoin people, the big ETH people, the big institutional backers worldwide, just getting into Pepe and then getting back into the big ones, selling those off, getting back. It's rinse, wash, repeat. So once you master that and do what the big whales do, the big fish in the crypto world, then you're going to start seeing some success with that front. But everybody keeps preying on me and you and the guy next door that are just trying to hit the next 100,000x, and that's just the reality of it. Bitcoin is trying to hit 65K. Yeah, and I mean, that'd be awesome. And that kind of goes back to what I was lending on what I was talking about earlier is if Bitcoin hit $80,000 right now, what would you do? Let's just say Bitcoin just goes on a tangent. Jerome Powell says Bitcoin is the best thing on earth. I mean, what would you do? What would you do if Jerome Powell says Bitcoin is going to be illegal in the United States and Bitcoin goes to 50K? Like that's what I'm talking about. Like we're in this range, which I know it's a ton of money. It's a ton of money. But if Bitcoin was 50K, if Bitcoin was 80K, or screw it, if Bitcoin was 100,000, what would you do? And that's the beauty of crypto, because that's when the greed starts to really set in, and emotion and all this stuff. Because and until you've gotten bitten and learned from your mistakes, the best advice I can give you is you either believe in crypto or you don't. If you believe in crypto, there's really no reason to sell. If you don't believe in crypto, you probably have no reason to buy. Yeah, and that's the thing. And Anonymous, just back at you. And that's what they're doing now. And just to get back to your point, if they would sell at 80, they're never going to buy Bitcoin again. And that's kind of my point. It's just all reshuffling of cards. Crypto is a giant game of hot potato until we actually get it where you leave your house and crypto hits you in the head and it's everywhere. It's just a giant game of hot potato with institutions and entrepreneurs and capitalists everywhere across the globe. And that's just how I view it. Do I believe in a technology? Yes. But that's just how I view it, more on a simplistic stage. Yeah. So appreciate you guys rocking with me. We've been going almost an hour here. Huge live stream. Had a lot of people running. Might have been my all-time high within concurrent viewers. I'm interested to see that metric. So always appreciate you guys. Appreciate the love. But nothing really crazy. I mean, obviously, if the Fed decision gets in a little bit out of control, then yeah, we can probably see a little bit of a change in that tone. But it seems to be, from all accounts, it's going to be pretty consistent. So. Anything else you guys got on your mind? Stuff going on? Stuff you wanted me to talk about? We've touched upon Bitcoin. We talked about what's going down with the rate decision. No, I don't think the market will lose confidence, and quite frankly, that's already an expectation. Partially, a lot of these sell-offs, these 3 red days we've seen on the charts, you know, if you do believe in people betting and the futures and all this stuff, you know, that's kind of where we're at with this being priced in. I mean, that's only natural to believe in. So I think it's something where we've seen it the opposite. And that's what I talked about Jerome Powell is kind of my least favorite time is when he talks, because crypto could be having the best week that we've seen in years, right? The best week in crypto. All of a sudden we have an interest rate decision. And then boom. Jerome Powell acts a little hawkish, and then everything just sells off, tanks, boom. And that's what stinks, because it's volatile, and its volatility is so beautiful when you're in the green. But on red days, you know, it sucks. And unfortunately, we essentially, I think, have had that big volatile day divided out amongst 3 separate days in crypto. And so do I think that this will go? I just think that when it comes to Jerome Powell, nobody knows what he's going to say. So I think this is a little bit of pre-betting. If you actually one of my opinion with what we've seen with some of the housing numbers, you know, across the board, I think this is going to be more so a positive reaction to what comes about with this meeting if the rates stay flat. Because I think there's a little bit of hesitancy that they're going to go that they're going to go up. So I think that's kind of why we're seeing a little bit of this. But truthfully, the problem we're having in crypto right now is these mass liquidations, Bitcoin ETFs, huge sell-offs, profit takings, and that's natural with what gains we've had. I mean, if you just look at it by a month-by-month basis, you know, they've been great months for the most part since 2024. But it's just huge volatility, and it's good and bad, so embrace it. Yeah, so Krayshaw, forgive me if that's not how you pronounce it. All I can tell you is I can't tell you when to buy or sell anything. And quite frankly, I don't have enough knowledge base between AVO if that's something that I should buy or sell if I held that. Obviously, if you did get it for free via airdrop, then that's a whole nother equation. So you got to do what's best for you, my man. But I will tell you one thing, and it's not financial advice, it's just common sense, but I've never been mad at myself for taking any kind of profit and winning, right? Profit's profit, man. So celebrate the wins in crypto, because truthfully they could be few and far between, and it's a volatile sport. But appreciate you guys. For those of you that are new, make sure you all subscribe. Cover crypto every single day. And a lot of my regulars coming back in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, we're going to be starting up a Patreon very shortly. I'm just trying to figure out how to do the tiers. I don't want to have to keep changing stuff. But that's one where I want to get more of this one-on-one interaction back and forth. I think it really helps the game, especially if you don't have anyone to talk to within crypto. So that's why it's always good. But appreciate you guys. I think we're going to wrap up shop here. We've been going for an hour. It was a good talk. Went over a lot of data, a lot of comments, a lot of back and forth feedback. So I appreciate you guys that's been around for the whole time. We're going to be trying to do these on the fly, at least, you know, a couple times a week. So make sure you guys all have that notification bell turned on so that way you never miss a beat when we drop it here on the channel. And we'll see you all back on the channel for content every single day. Appreciate you.